Hi folks, Doc Jake from Sioux Nation Ag Center here. Before we put our money into something, we want to make sure it's a quality investment. You see, investments...
Investments? Did you say investments? I would love to diversify my portfolio of investments.
Well, generic rancher Ron, I was referring to investments in our cattle. You see, there's a lot of good investments out there, and parasite control is one of them. Would you like to learn more?
Well, absolutely. That sure sounds better than short selling those video game stores like I did last year this time.
Now, when we talk about parasite control on pasture, we need to consider that parasites can infect our cattle all grazing season long, but in particular cause problems in the spring and then in the early fall. For highly susceptible cattle, deworming twice or at an inconvenient time may not be a viable option. That's where Longrange pays dividends. Now, Longrange is a form of the dewormer aprinomectin that is administered subcutaneously to grazing beef cattle. The aprinomectin dewormer is contained in a theraphase in the bottle. This theraphase slowly releases the dewormer over the course of 150 days. Think of it like a wet sponge on the counter. When you first put the sponge on the counter, it releases a lot of water. This is akin to the initial injection of Longrange, which releases a lot of aprinomectin. However, it continues to release water the longer it sits on the counter. And if you squeeze it, it lets out a lot more water you didn't even know was still in there. Oh, that's enough. The aprinomectin dewormer is released from the theraphase in a similar manner to this sponge. After the initial release of dewormer, when you inject it, it releases slowly for the next 70 days. At this point, the theraphase lets go of a second pulse of the dewormer, akin to the one given at the first injection. This process provides deworming protection all season long. I'm soggy. The key factor in allowing the theraphase to work properly is to administer the product subcutaneously, under the skin. It will not function appropriately if given in the muscle, and the season-long deworming benefits will be lost.
Well, hey Doc, can I give this Longrange in the muscle?
No, it has to be given under the skin.
Oh, righteous.
And the returns to the correct administration of Longrange are phenomenal. The data shows that yearlings treated with Longrange gain 0.15 of a pound per head more per day than calves treated with generic ivermectin, equating to 23 pounds per calf. At $145.100 for 9-weight calves in today's prices, this is a $33.35 per head advantage. The rewards are also present in breeding cattle. Research done in 2016 compared heifers given Longrange sub-Q prior to breeding season to heifers given injectable ivermectin. 22% more heifers settled with Longrange, and they settled sooner than those given injectable ivermectin. For every cycle that a heifer breeds sooner, that's 21 more days for that calf to grow and get larger. At 2.5 pounds per head per day of gain, and current market prices, that comes to an income of $4.50 more per calf per day. Talk about investment growth.
Well, Doc, I'd have to say that Longrange is a lot better than these old investments. You know the old saying, a 0.15 of a pound average daily gain is better than a dozen commemorative plates in the bush.
And so, folks, if you have any other questions about Longrange, feel free to reach out to your local Sioux Nation Ag Center veterinarian. As Longrange is a prescription product, you'll need a relationship with your veterinarian in order to be able to prescribe both the breed back and weight gains associated with Longrange. Because after all, both are essential to feeding that bottom line. Would you like to learn more?
Well, absolutely. That sounds better than the short selling the video game stores like I did last year. I got to practice that one a little bit. Just a second. I need a little time here.
I need to get back to where I was. Take time, take 5. Smoke them if you got them. Is contained in a theraphase in the bottle. This theraphase. Nice. Okay.
Well, hey, Doc, can I give that Longrange in the muscle?
No, it has to be given under the skin.
Under the skin? Like I get under your skin sometimes? Yeah, right. You know the old saying, a 1/1500th of a pound of average daily gain is better than a commemorative plate in the bush. But you know the old saying, a 1,500-pound of average daily gain is better than a dozen commemorative plates in the bush any day.
Yeah, if you're getting 1,500 pounds average daily gain, I would say it's better than a dozen commemorative plates.
1,500ths. Gotta get that. Yeah, gotta get that.
Oh, trade.
Saying, a 1,500th of a pound average daily gain is better than a dozen commemorative plates in the bush. Or something like that.
You ever had a dozen commemorative plates and found in a bush?
Sadly, yes. Oh, darn it.